Thank you, Madam Vice President. As she just told me, that stands for MVP. I like that. I like that. Mr. President, Dr. Biden, thank you so much for inviting me here today, and all of you. I'd like to tell you to sit, but there's no chairs. But I want to say how extraordinary it is to see all of you, to see your faces, to watch you listen to the Vice President, to see the joy in your faces, to be with you all here to celebrate women's history in this extraordinary historic home. You can just close your eyes and imagine the history that has been made here. You can see it on the walls, you can see it everywhere, you can feel it when you walk in. But today is a day to keep your eyes wide open, because you, my friends, are about to watch history get made. For the first time ever in our nation, a president, that guy right there, he is going to sign an executive order that will transform the way our federal government deals with women's health. This executive order will direct the most comprehensive set of executive actions ever taken to ensure that women's health gets integrated and prioritized across all federal agencies. It will galvanize new research on a wide range of topics and help prevent, diagnose, and treat women's health conditions once and for all. I also wager, and I'm not even a betting woman, but I'll bet today, that this is the first time a president of the United States has ever signed an executive order that mentions the words menopause and women's midlife health in it. With the stroke of his pen, women will get the answers and the care they have long sought and they so rightly deserve. In the time since I first sat in the First Lady's office last April talking about the need for a new, comprehensive plan around women's health research, this White House, Jen Klein, Dr. Mazuri, Secretary Becerra, the entire White House, women of all ages, races, religions, and all political backgrounds, they came together and they have transformed, they have coordinated a revolution that will transform care for the 165 million American women in this country, women of all ages, all races, all ethnicities, and all political backgrounds. This president has also called on Congress to make a bold, big, brave investment of $12 billion. Think about that. I remember saying to the First Lady, we need to get at least $1 billion. And then she said, how's 12? I'm like, that's good, I'll take it. But he called for $12 billion. Think about that, in new funding for women's health research. This is an extraordinary example of government working quickly and working for those who have left behind. Dr. Biden, you deserve to stand so proud in this moment. It's true. She took this mission up the flagpole, through the halls of government, into the Oval Office, and transformed the way government sees us. She and her husband have launched an entire new era for women's health research. This is an undertaking that could only be put into motion by a president who respects women. By a man who sees women, who understands women, and who wants the best for women, who wants us all to achieve our highest potential. Not too long ago, I was asked, Maria, why do we need women's health research? Why does this matter? I was like, let me tell you. It matters because women do not, nor do their doctors, have the necessary research or data to make informed decisions. It matters because women are sicker than they have ever been, and no one knows why. It matters because women make up 2/3 of those with Alzheimer's, and no one knows why that is. We make up 80% of those with autoimmune diseases, the majority of those with MS. No one knows why that is. Black and brown women are more likely to develop endometriosis and face pregnancy-related complications, and we don't have the research to tell them what to do about it. This matters because when women ask questions, they can't get answers because the majority of the research that's been done in this country has only been done on men. Most of the medications women take have only been tested on men. That's not right, that's not just, and it's going to change. So now that the president has done his job, we have to do ours. We have to get Congress to approve the $12 billion investment this president has called for to implement this bold vision. So every woman, every philanthropist, every innovator, every advocate, every researcher, and every instigator in this room and out of this room needs to get in on this and join us in this massive undertaking. And make no mistake, this is a massive undertaking. But as those of you who are gathered in this room know very well, women have never shied away from massive undertakings. We have changed history over and over again, and guess what? We get to do it one more time. You know, today when I walked in here with my son Christopher and my brothers Timmy and Mark is the one that got me in the door, so I have to thank him. I couldn't help but think of our mother, Eunice Kennedy Shriver. Our mother spent a lot of time in this house pressuring her brother, President John F. Kennedy, to make changes for families who had children with intellectual disabilities. She pressured him to understand that it mattered whether they were included in research and whether they were included in all areas of life. She got to change history because he listened. She was a force of nature, but she was also a woman who struggled her entire life and our entire lives with her health. She had stomach issues, she had gut issues, she had sleep issues, and every doctor she went to, and she traveled all over this country visiting doctors, trying to get help, trying to get answers. She couldn't get any answers because they told her, we don't have any answers for you. Everywhere she went, they told her to relax. They told her that maybe she was under stress, that maybe it was in her head. That didn't go over well. They gave her medications that made it so she couldn't sleep, that she couldn't eat. She ended up in a cycle that so many women find themselves in. Instead of getting better, she just kept getting worse. Her needs were dismissed time and time again, and she was the sister of the President of the United States. So imagine what it's like for millions of women who have no connections, who have no help, who can't even get time off for work to visit a doctor. The research and answers and the hope they need will now be on the way because of this man. Imagine how long this has taken for us to get to this moment. Imagine what it has taken for us to bring about this transformative change. Women of America, this is our moonshot. I call it the Minerva Challenge. It's way bigger than any one of us standing here or any one of us listening out in the country. We need to come together to bring this $12 billion home. If we want our children, our sisters, our mothers, and our grandmothers to be able to hold the world upon their shoulders, which they are already doing, we owe them our best efforts, and we owe them the best research that we can. So let's come together and do this for every single woman who has felt her health concerns have been dismissed, for every single woman who has been told to relax, For every single woman who has been told this is in your head, you don't feel what you tell me you feel. God forbid. Today we join forces and we begin anew. We begin together. With this moonshot and by working together, we can finally signal to women of all ages that at long last, we really do love them and value them to the moon and back. Now it is my great honor to introduce the woman who, without none of this would be possible without her ability to take this up the flagpole, without her persistence, and without her passion, my great friend, Dr. Jill Biden.